Positive Train Control, or PTC, has been in the industry press a lot lately. Congress mandated installation of PTC in the Rail Safety Improvement Act of 2008, and the FRA published the final regulations for PTC systems in January 2010. These regulations currently set a deadline of December 31st, 2015 for implementation over most of the U.S. rail network, though this deadline is a subject of ongoing discussion. The act was passed largely in response to a collision in Chatsworth, California that tragically killed 25 people and injured scores more. In fact, since 2015, the NTSB has investigated 15 accidents that resulted in 50 fatalities and injuries to several hundred people. The NTSB has stated that it believes that these accidents could have been avoided if PTC were in place. Clearly, the need for a system has been well documented. However, many questions have been raised about the proper way to proceed with implementation. 5 years is a relatively short time frame for a multi-billion-dollar project. A lot of questions. Will this ambitious schedule potentially cause other problems? Will the diverse systems being adopted by the various railroads work together reliably? Will PTC divert capital resources from other safety-related rail projects? And I'm sure many more. These and other questions we hope to have addressed by the panel we've assembled today. We haven't asked them here to put them on the spot, but rather this group is interested in the industry and regulatory perspectives on PTC. The safety aspects are well documented, but we would also like to hear about the science behind PTC and the financing implications for implementation. Given the volume of rail operations in the region and the very important intermingling of freight and passenger operations on a number of lines, we feel this subject is both timely and important. We will apply for 1.5 AICP credits for today's presentations. If you have not done so, please make sure you sign the attendance sheet and indicate your intent to request these credits. You will be notified once our application is approved. Roll call. Beverly, would you please call the roll?
Certainly. Hudson. Hunterdon. Morris.
Here.
Newark. Somerset.
Here.
Union.
Here.
Governor's Representative. NJDOT. Here. NJ Transit.
Here.
Port Authority.
Here.
We have 6 voting members present.
And that is a quorum. Thank you very much. Next order of business is the approval of minutes from the last meeting. Committee members should have received them with your meeting packets. Are there any corrections or discussion on the minutes? If not, may I have a motion to approve?
NJ Transit.
And is there a second? A second. Thank you very much. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. And opposed, so ordered. Before we proceed with the panel on PTC, Ted Matthews has a brief information item. It's not on your agenda. Ted?
Yes. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm just going to take a couple of minutes here. Actually, I'll speed it up a little bit rather than me fumbling trying to get the slides up on the screen. I'll just go through this. Even though they're unrelated, positive train control and the movement of crude oil by rail seem to get mentioned in the same breath lately, largely because of the incident at Lac-Mégantic in Canada. Today's panel is on positive train control, but we thought it would be useful just to bring our stakeholders up to speed on the latest development in terms of regard to hazardous materials by rail. The Federal Railroad Administration last week on the 13th issued an emergency order, and in a nutshell, the order requires certain things of the certain measures be taken by the railroads. First of all, no train transporting specified quantities of certain hazardous materials can be left unattended outside of a yard or terminal without authorization. Those certain hazardous materials are primarily inhalation, materials that are inhalation hazards, toxic by inhalation, and also anhydrous ammonia and ammonia solutions, and also 20 carloads or more of any combination of materials that are toxic by inhalation, or any Division 2.1 flammable gas, flammable liquid, or combustible liquid. In order to receive the authorization to leave a train unattended, they must submit to the Federal Railroad Administration a process for securing unattended trains, including locking or disabling of locomotives, and reporting among employees to assure the proper number of handbrakes are applied. Okay, Jacob's got it up there. Employees responsible for securing the trains transporting hazmats have to communicate to train dispatchers the number of handbrakes that they have applied, the tonnage and length of the train, the grade and terrain, the features of the track in the area, any relevant weather conditions, and the type of equipment that they're securing. Dispatchers must then record the information provided, and the dispatcher or another qualified railroad employee has to verify that securement meets the railroad's requirements. They have to implement rules ensuring employees involved in securing the train participate in daily job briefings prior to beginning work, develop procedures to ensure qualified railroad employees inspect all equipment that an emergency responder has been on, under, or between before the train can be left unattended, and provide this emergency order to all affected employees. I already defined those hazmats for you that are in there. In a nutshell, this is the emergency order. These are the primary terms that are in there. The emergency order itself, I have a copy with me if anyone is interested in seeing it. It is several pages long. And as I say, the intent here is to kind of give you a background of what the latest is. That there are no conclusions yet on what happened at Lac-Mégantic. It's still under investigation. No one has come out publicly with the definitive answer as to what went wrong there. But we wanted to put that out there and get it out of the way, because I say our panel is positive train control. We'd really like to concentrate on that issue today if we could. Peter, thank you.
Thank you, Ted. Let's see, is everybody up here? Bill, would you join us, please? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. I was looking for a. Yeah, everybody's. Thank you, Paul. I asked the audience to bear with us for a moment as we situate ourselves. I would also like to let the panelists and the audience know that we are taping the panel and will make the video available on our website.